If you are joining, this will be a very short, it's a very short live show. It's an impromptu action live show. So help us as we are joining, please help us to share. It's an impromptu, very impromptu live show. It will be 25 minutes to 15 minutes just for some actions. Ata go. Thanks for joining. Please keep on sharing as you are joining. Thank you. Let's go. We are going to start in a very few minutes. This is an impromptu live show. So you are all welcome. Those who are joining from Ambazonian, those who are joining from Ground 1, those who are joining from Ghana, those who are joining from USA, those who are joining from Europe, those who are joining from Asia, those who are joining from the Americas, all across the globe. This should be a very short update for SCARF. I'm happy that members of SCARF, they have given me their page for a very short live show, a very short update. All right, we are going to sing the national anthem and then we'll begin right away. I know most of you have your Champions League match to watch. Myself, I want to see Chelsea winning in its match, so we're going to sing the anthem and then we're going to move right away. Hail this land of glory, we the Ambazonians pledge our loyalty. Praise the sons of Savior who granted us a freedom, allegiance to the heroes who bore the land with their blood. Glory to glory, we rise to never to fall. Yeah, in a nation playing with nations, going with goats and honey. Glory, glory, glory to the Father, for joy to you. A nation may joy forevermore. Ambazonia, land of freedom, live in plenty, meeting our needs. And your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God be the watchman of this nation. Ambazonia, land of freedom, live in plenty, meeting our needs. And your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God be the watchman of this nation. My fellow Ambazonians, my mommy them, my papa them, my brothers and sisters them for Ground Zero, people them for Ekona, people them from Mabunji, people them from Ikata, the one them from Mato, the one them from Kosala, the one them from Manfe, the one them from Edringang, the one them from Tali, the one them from Lebialem, one them from Ndu, all across Ambazonia, in Bamenda, for Mezam, for Kumbo, for Kambe, and those in Ground 1, and those in Ground 2, one them for Diaspora, Europe, Americas, USA, Russia, Asia, South Africa, Thailand, all across the globe, welcome. Again, this is not just a very short 15 to 20 minutes update from the chairman of the Southern Cameroon's Ambazonian Activist Front, SCAF. And that's why, because I don't get a page on Facebook, I don't get an account on Facebook, so I use this Facebook account from SCAF to give us updates on our revolution. I just want to tell when I say the revolution is moving very, 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 very strong. But before I want to move to the issues at stakes for today, I want to pay a special homage to General Kata of the Bafut 7 Kata Defense Group. We know say on the 5th of March, General Kata, he be sick from an illness where I no go disclose him. He be sick, and Papa God for heaven, our ancestors, they be calling. And the good news is say the Bafut 7 Kata Defense Group are one of the most structured, most understanding, most focused group for our defense forces. They keep that information away from people that for social media. Very few people they will not say General Kata he don't pass away because of an illness. They keep that information away until they will give you a befitting burial, until a family and everyone will go give you a befitting burial. Because then when we French Cameroon, he come with the forces for stop him. And after that, 1 week after, they will not send communique for tell us say General Kata he don't die. This aspect alone, it shows the maturity. It shows, say, our forces them on the ground, they don't grow. Our forces them, they don't emerge. And they be ready for rule. They be ready for govern our land. But today, we will pay a special homage for General Kata for all the sacrifices he don't do them. We know the type of force, the type of fight where he fight. He don't train thousands of other young defense boys. He don't defend our land with blood and sweat. And because of an illness, he passed on. And so our big fat condolences to all those from Bafut, to all the Bafut 7 Kata forces. Like how when I talk, say, though General Kata, he don't die, he don't transcend to another world, he don't live picking them, he don't live you with history, with memoir, and we get now his blessings for make sure say we continue, for make sure say the dream will be dream, the fight will be the fight, may not go in vain. And so now by the way, today we tell General Kata, Papa, thank you for all your sacrifices we don't do them for us. And Papa God, he don't call you early enough because of an illness. Now hopefully all we will go past day. So thank you for your sacrifices. And may God continue to bless and protect Bafut 7 Kata. We know say the group, it go cut you cafe. Rest in peace, General Kata. But now, may we go now for the aspect. You see the thing where the Bafut 7 Kata they be do. It show we say our forces they don't again for useless noise on social media. Our forces now they are very strategic in their actions. Our forces now they do fight in a very strategic way. Now why they even the foolish, useless, nonsense Paul Atanganji, if he claims say they don't win the war, but just within January and March alone, more than 50 French Cameroon forces them, they don't die. They don't go down. They claim say they don't win the war, therefore think say they need more money for Paul Biya, for breaking our spirit. But the revolution, it there for the exactly point, it there for the stage where any liberation war in the progress in the go. And right that way we must continue for support our defense forces I must continue for keep the faith. And this takes me to the first thing I want to talk on for this live show. The issue for kidnapping for Boya. You know, there is plenty gangs them the day. Plenty gangs the day. And these gangs them make a tell now. It be run 99.9% by French Cameroon forces. By those Ewondo boys them for our community. Those francophone useless thieves in our community. That they do them. In fact, it is a French Cameroon policy now. That they do them every time where Ambazonian get any uplift. You realize say, when there is any uplift in Ambazonia, any two way it uplift our Ambazonia, it uplift our spirit, then they engineer one of their groups them for carry out acts so that those other platforms them decide to talk they decide to talk, say something it go wrong with Amba and this and so. We don't hear many words from French Cameroonians them, the agents them. They don't tell we say Boya not get any Amba. In fact, they don't declare victory for Fako. They say Fako not get any Amba. They say Boya not get any Amba, nothing. And I still this very group them, that they come go carry out kidnapping attacks. And then they claim say na Amba. If Boya or Fako not get any Amba, how Amba will enter Boya so they go for journalists in house, he arrest them, so they go they can go without any issue. And we don't see and say my people them. French Cameroon with the forces them. You will see and say last time I think CNA of CNA they be made for them, they be release info where French Cameroon forces them, they kidnap, they send text message for people their numbers, kidnap them, threaten them for give money. At the end of the day, it be very easy for accuse say na Amba. That is the issue. Na Amba. But I know very well say Ambazonian forces them. They don't get time again for those petty things. They don't grow. They be more focused. French Cameroon, they carry on this thing for do it for when they say Canada Parliament, US Parliament, UK Parliament, all these areas they are talking. We don't see even US Foreign Relation Officer, Foreign Committee Senator. They don't write just of 2 days ago. It thank Canada, it thank UK, it thank the other countries them for coming together, and they didn't say it is time for them to come together to form a coalition for press French Cameroon for stop the atrocities in our land, following the US resolution. So French Cameroon is not like it thing. Whenever they don't see and say there's this pressure in the camp, what did they do now? Say they did not go engineer one of their gang groups and say, please kidnap, do this, do that. So that now the language will change. So that those other neutral platforms that will start to say, hey, there has been a kidnap. And then the news could be now say, Amba the kidnap. So they are doing everything possible to tarnish the image of our forces. I need the one to say our forces are saints. No, nobody says saints. Even in Barbarita, I'm not a saint. I'm liable to mistakes. Our forces are also liable to mistakes. But those type of kidnapping, when we see them, none of us even knew. Nobody even knew. Why be say for every this type of kidnap them, the first group where they put them out, now this my country people. I was asking myself, why be say for all this kidnapping them, before why even yes say they don't kidnap some person, why even know? The news don't go out, they come from my country people. So when I want to tell when I say Amba boys and now they work with my country people. No. Amba boys, I don't think they are working with my country people where they were kidnapped, then send video to my country people. Where it put that out. Now the first person will put that out. It put that out the first before one mission or one scene, boom, photos and videos, my country people. So he's working, this guy from the UK, he's working in hand in gloves with those people on the ground. Whenever there is an important thing going on in Ambazonia and there is a very positive focus on our revolution, this guy from their agents, they come up with issues that gives a different image on our forces. For example, the kidnap of the Celtic Brigade. Wait till that Celtic Brigade again will do even well revolution. That journalist. When it comes to communication, we don't beat CRTV. We don't need them anymore. Nothing they can say that can change the mind of our people. Nothing. Then look at the video. She will be kidnapped, then they recover her eye. But I don't see which kind time way Amaba will kidnap some person, then they cover a face and the eye. Maybe they will expose a face so that people can see them also. So all those things, listen. And the issue that say, we now will intend for share this Makonjopo in nonsense. When it happen now, what did they do? Their intention, and will put group A against group B. So that they'll say, oh, come this, if they attack the camp, say, now they come don't do it. Now, I said, now they lead their group don't do it. So these are the things they are doing to take away our focus. And why so? We'll see a recent interview from Ayok Julius Tabe, where they condemn Jean Afrique. He gave a very good interview. From Jay, the poor man is still stand on our case. The poor man is still talking, still defending us, still making the point, still standing strong. And my country people and our enemies, they don't like this. They don't like this. They hate the fact that Jean Afrique is talking to Ayok Julius Tabe. They hate the fact that the Post, all local newspapers and foreign newspapers are talking about our issue. So they define an issue where it will counteract the good news where it go around. We don't always listen. Look at the pattern. Don't believe what I'm saying. Just look at the pattern. Just look at the pattern that every period, every time there is something good about Ambazonian in the media or from any parliamentarian or from any foreign organization or body, on that same week, something will come up from our forces on the ground that this is what they have done. Something will just come up like that, pop up. It's not possible. It can't be that every time there is this type of coincidence. No. There is a plan. And their leader is my country people. This guy, Titus Konda, who is in the UK. There is this consent plan. He's on a budget. He's paid. He's on a budget. And he is in so many groups in WhatsApp. Many that he's the only admin. He just goes there and posts all those things. And those things, they now reach into some of our Amber groups. Boom. We carry it on our head. Oh, leader A has done this. Oh, leader B. Oh, this group is owned by leader. And so we start attacking ourselves, talking, accusing one another. They are happy. They derail our attention. They take away our focus from what we are supposed to say. Instead for us to be focused on the interview that Ayok Julius Tabe has given and the positive aspect of that interview, to pick out the positive words from that interview, the news media try to tilt their attention to something kidnapping and so. And those of us from Ambazonian, we carry on it and work on it and we start fighting. Fellow Ambazonians, listen to me very well. 4 years has taught us a lot. If after 4 years of this revolution, if you have not learned, listen, I've learned my lessons. I can never be bitter anymore against any person, Ambazonian or group. I can never be bitter anymore. We must have learned our lessons that all this bitterness doesn't pay. We must have learned our lessons. That no matter if we accuse A, accuse B, A has done this, B has done this. At the end of the day, it's just it centers around this anger or hatred or power that it has befallen us. But my job now is to come once in a while to redirect us and tell us for this week, there are 2 things I want us to focus. We must focus on the positive aspects from that interview Ayo Julius Tabe gave. Now, you see, prisoners by nature have a lot of powers, in the sense that the media attention will hardly go to free men. It goes to prisoners. Just the fact that they're in jail. That's the first thing you must understand. And so, therefore, Ayo Julius Tabe, who is in jail, the fact that he is listen, he has no incentive. You could have just sit quiet and say, okay, let me just sit quiet and serve my time, or beg Cameroon to go out. But the fact that he's speaking Ambazonian, giving those correction words, we must rally around those words. Forget about any group issue, forget about anything leadership issue, anything president issue. Pick out the wordings, pick out the interview itself, and center around it. That's what we need to go out and propagate and tell the world that we are still standing strong. Whether in jail or out, we are standing strong. And as Ambazonians, we are going to win. He told them, it is resistance or independence. And that is the message he keeps telling us every day. Every day. You see, he sits quiet once in a while, he comes out for an interview. Because it is his role to inspire us. It is his role to continue to give us that energy. It is his role to continue to remind us why we are in this war. And he's playing that role now very well. Very well. And so we must, as Ambazonians, we must rally around that message. Around that message. And that is what the people of Cameroon, they hate. That is what the agents of microchip people, they hate. That is why you see they will come out with all this kidnapping mafia, kidnapping issue, trying to derail our intention, trying to derail our focus. Please, the journalist in Boya was not kidnapped by Amber. And let me tell you that what some of these people are doing. Now, what's happening is that some of these, they have their relatives who have their visa to travel to US. Maybe for studies. They have their visa to travel to Europe. Maybe to just go and visit. So they know that when they get even Cartier boys to do this kidnapping in a video where the boys don't show their faces, and they send it out, they know that all those platforms, Mimimefo and the rest, CNA, all of us will just publish, and that information is now there on the media. Is there when they are out now in Europe, or they said they were victim of the war, they were kidnapped by armed men. Those images that you see on those platforms, posted on those platforms, is enough evidence for any government out to say, true, we believe you. That is you there on a video, kidnapped by armed men. That means going back to Ambazonian, your life is in danger. Yes. Those here in Americas and Europe, they need just few evidence. So many people are doing that. They kidnap and they send it out in media. The people out of media don't even investigate to know if it is true. You know, so long as it is just out there that this person has been kidnapped, no group can identify. You don't even know. Which means anyone in any quartier, any group can just go and do kidnapping, put it on video, send it in one WhatsApp group. So, and it goes out, that's it. Newspaper will carry it. And these people, when they come out now, they have screenshots or they have links which have been published by these blogs. And it is very good to give to these people and say, listen, these people kidnapped me. Oh. They kidnapped me. You see me there. That's why I ran from Cameroon. I ran. My life is in danger. Give me asylum. Boom. 5 years. Boom. 2 years. It's not a bad thing. It's not the issue is you want to have asylum under Amber. It's not a bad thing. But you want to have asylum, have it when you truly support the cause. Have it when you truly support the cause. So it's a whole business. And the truth is that these are things we cannot stop. Just imagine that some boys in Bamenda or in one room just hold their friend who is planning to travel. Just make a video. They just talk in a very funny over pitching like Amber boys. Whoa, whoa. smoke cigar, or just do something else, and just they tie their hand and send out. There you see media. Oh, Mr. This has been kidnapped by armed gunmen. You don't even know the group. No group has even answered. After some few days, boom, he has been released. We thank God. Oh, hashtag release this. Hashtag release this. Before you know, these people have traveled out though. That video is their own evidence that they are using. That is the issue. And the way our revolution is, the various platforms, the blogs, they don't investigate. They don't have the power to investigate. Because no group owns that, yes, we kidnap you. We kidnap you because of this, that. In normal kidnapping, when a group kidnaps you, they send out a statement and said, we've taken you, we have arrested you because of this, that. In our case, it's pretty difficult. So there are people who are taking advantage of the war, of the genuineness of our Amber Defense Forces. So they take this advantage, they commit this thing, they send it out there, and everything is put on Amber. So that is the work of my country people and their agents. So please, let's not hit ourselves and let's not kill ourselves based on that, please. So the first action point I want us to focus on this week is the aspect of that we must do what? We must rally behind the message from Ayok Stabe. The message, the interview that he gave, very powerful, very excellent. We must continue to tell the world that we remain resolute, we remain strong. Our Mondays ghost towns are still ongoing. Our defense forces are very strategic in their fight. We still control the land. Our boys are doing what they're supposed to do. And this takes me to the second issue. It's about the temporal protector status in which USA lawmakers are calling. We record that 42 lawmakers in USA, they wrote a letter to President Biden, and they said Cameroon should be granted a temporary protected status. While there are many groups who are trying to push the US government to do that, there are many groups in Cameroon, friends of Cameroon, who are pulling the strings behind to stop, because they know that once President Biden signs and say Cameroonians, or let me say Cameroonian because that's how they will refer to, that people from Anglophone Cameroon or Cameroonians in USA are being granted temporary protected status, it's a whole big changer. It means politically there is an issue in the country. And that is why Joshua Osei and those CPDM parliamentarians, that is why they wrote that letter. They wrote the letter to stop and to halt US government, President Biden, from declaring Cameroon as a TPS country. And the only reason we're very angry with Osei was because as a son of the soil, whose origin is from there, even though he's half Ambazonian, but we don't believe in whatever Amber. We know so you be, once you get roots from where you be Amber. He also come from that Itoko village from Dian area there. He know how that person suffer. There is no crime. There is no crime. There's nothing that we have done which is even up to 0.1% of what French Cameroon has done to us. Nothing. There's nothing that our forces have even done, or us that we have done, which even reach even 0.00% of what French Cameroon has done to us. And so that's why Osei was supposed. Listen, it is not as if there are things. I think many people say it. Take for example like Paaya. You think Paaya don't see some of the things that we are doing that is not good, or our boys are doing that is not good. But in any normal circumstances, what people do is that you cannot put the pressure on the people who are oppressed. You cannot leave French Cameroon and you put the pressure on Ama boys. You cannot. These are non-state actors. You cannot. If you want to solve the issue, the pressure must go to French Cameroon. That is why you see everyone in the world from the US senators, they will speak, but they will put more pressure on Biya and because they know that Biya and their forces, they have the responsibility to engage in the negotiation and stop what is happening. Luckily for SDF, they shone and scolded at Joshua Osei. Joshua Osei, as a first vice president, in any normal scenario, you cannot sign such a document with CBD and MPs without even talking to your chairman. As a vice president, there are implications. There are implications of anything you sign. It will not be seen as Joshua Osei, it will be seen as SDF. But I'm glad that SDF saw it very fast, scolded at him, and asked him to put pressure for it to be addressed in Cameroon Parliament or rescinded his signature. So, but on our part, there are things we must do. And those in USA. After this, I'm going to share the link. There's a link going out, and there are 3 things we want those in USA and those abroad. We must put pressure on the US lawmakers. There are many people who are fighting us to stop the US from declaring the part of our country as a TPS, because they know what that means. They know what that means to our people in USA and to Anglophone Cameroon, as they call it, as a whole. They know what it means. So please, those in USA, you know we have now an African American as the United Nations, the USA ambassador to United Nations. So we must call for Ambassador Linda Thomas Greenfield. We must put her pressure to lead an effort to ensure that the UN Security Council pass a resolution that calls for the end of violence in southern Cameroon. And she has to put pressure on President Biden to declare Cameroon as a TPS country. We must continue to put pressure, identify all of these 42 lawmakers in US who originally signed and called for Biden to declare it. We must tell them their work is not done. Their work is not done. Their work is not done. There's a lot of work they need to do. So please, all those in USA, there's a link I'm going to share on SCAF page after this. If you are watching in USA, and even those who are not in USA, I will share the link. We have to make sure we sign on that link. We add our voices. We must do what we must do. Cameroon has the money. We don't have money. What we have our resolve as a people. If we had enough money, this thing wouldn't take long. Cameroon has the money. That's why they could pay billions of CFA, billions of CFA to companies that will lobby to stop US from declaring them. No, but we will have ourselves. We are relying on our resolve. We are relying on the strength of our forces on the ground. So please, let us go out there. Let us put the pressure. If you are in UK, there are things you can do. We can put pressure to write to our MPs. If you are in US, it is time for us to come together. Get this for the 2 lawmakers to know that it is not over. US is already facing a border, a crisis at the southern border. And so they must do everything possible to give a TPS status so as to even stop more people from coming from Ambazonian to USA. So we must tell them that if you don't do it, many people will be coming in. So those are the actions I want us to engage this week. I know it is few minutes to your Champions League match. All of us want to go and watch Champions League. But these 2 actions, I want us to take it before the end of this week. We have few days before this week goes. And please, if you don't have a Twitter account, create one. There is much work we have to do on Twitter. Create one. Facebook like this is for information sharing. It's for fun. The real work is in Twitter. If you don't have a Twitter account, create one. Go to Twitter. Learn how to tweet. Learn how to tag. We must be aggressive. We came this far because of the way we were aggressive on social media. And we have shown the world that through social media, through Facebook, through tweeting, through WhatsApp, we can cause change. We can even lead a revolution. And history will study us. They will study us, how Ambazonians, how you did it to hold Cameroon for a canas for 4 years. Yes. History will study you, how you did it to hold Cameroon for a canas for 4 years. Yes. We don't hold Cameroon for a canas. We don't hold them. We don't catch them for the canas. There's no way. They're not going. They're not going. We go continue to press their balls. Press their balls. Press them. Press them. Press them. If you worry, we'll put them, we'll chop them. Yes. Until we reach Ambazonia. So, fellow Ambazonians, thank you for joining this very short live show. Please don't believe anything about kidnapping, nonsense, left and right, coming. Let us remain focused on our revolution. We are already doing very well. Our forces are doing very well. And you know your responsibility. You know that you have a financial responsibility towards our revolution. Make a budget every month. Even $50 is not, listen, it's not bad. Yeah, $50 or $25 will help even a refugee in Nigeria. It will help to feed even a fighter. It will help to even buy medicine to bandage a gun wound of a fighter. Look at General Carter. He died because he was sick. Who knew that if maybe there was better medical condition, he would still be alive? Our fighters don't die anymore from guns, from battle or gun wounds. So they're also sick. To stay in the bush for long, a lot of diseases come true. So please, make a budget. Make a budget. We know we don't have. But make it a duty every month that you know. So these are small 10 francs. These are small $20. It's for this group. It's for this force. It's for this refugee. It's for this prisoner. Do your own. Do your own. Do your own. You must not buy an only gun, only bullet. There are prisoners in jail who need food, who need support. There are refugees in Ghana, in Nigeria. There are IDPs in the bushes. Our forces also need to feed. There are many things you can do. So please, budget every month that this amount is for Ambazonia. We must do our best. That's how we have to keep doing until we have a unified platform that brings all of us together. Therefore now, wherever you are, do your best to keep the revolution going and do your best to defend and stand for Ambazonia. Remember that we have come too far. Remember that we cannot stop now. Remember Mami Happy. Remember 8 December 2016, Julius Akum, the first boy killed. Remember the thousands of people that were murdered in Moyoka, in Mautu, in Bali. Just remember the number of people who have died, and that we have a duty to make sure that their sacrifices don't go in vain. Remember the thousands of people in Nigeria who have left their farmlands, have left their family, they are displaced. Remember men who have run away from Amazonia. Remember those who are still in Amazonia suffering from this war. And that should tell us that we cannot stop. We must continue to march fire. And march fire means we must do what we must do to promote the revolution to its logical end. God bless you. I'll come again once in a while, short while, to give us what we must focus for that week. Wherever you are, keep praying. Pray for your defense forces. Pray for your prisoners. Pray for the IDPs. Pray for the refugees. Pray for your leaders. And pray for yourself most importantly. God bless you and God bless Amazonia. Bye-bye.